going nowhere, buddy. That's Lieutenant Dan Ball, everybody. That's the chief right there. Dan Ball, clown.
Police corruption knows no bound, and it gets even worse when a police chief is directly involved. Today we'll be looking at shocking cases where corrupt police chiefs were caught breaking the law and destroyed their careers in seconds. In October of 2023, a YouTuber known as Always Filmed the Police encountered a bizarre traffic stop that quickly turned violent. As he began filming, he realized it was none other than Winfield, Indiana's chief of police, Dan Ball, who had initiated the stop.
We got a severe situation going on here. Don't worry, I got him. What are you going to do if he does? What do you mean go right ahead? What are you going to do if he does? What are you going to do if he does? No, I ain't going nowhere, buddy. Tell me to get out of here, you clown. Hey, clown, why don't you tell me to get out of here again? Hey, clown, why don't you tell me to get out of here again? Clown. You're a clown, buddy. That's Lieutenant Dan Ball, everybody. That's the chief right there. Dan Ball, clown.
The chief, along with his officers, viciously beat the man in front of his girlfriend before forcing him into their cruiser, and now they were demanding that the camera be turned off.
I ain't going nowhere, buddy. You can't make me go nowhere. I'm in public.
I'm going to give you one more warning, please.
One more warning for what? I'm in public, man.
You leave.
For what? Tell me for what? I'm in public.
You need to leave. Distance. 25
You guys are approaching me.
25 foot distance.
You're approaching me.
That's right. 25
You're approaching me, okay?
Go. Get out of here. Leave.
See that, guys? Strope and Ball. I got you. I got you. Did you guys see that? They approached me. Did you see that? Hey, what did he do, sweetheart? Sweetheart, calm down. Sweetheart, calm down. Calm down, sweetheart. Calm down. What did they do?
Because we were walking, and they said that it's a probable cause for walking in the street, but there are no sidewalks.
Did you see what they just did to me? Did you see what they just did to me?
They hit him, they punched him, and they threw him up against the car.
Chief Ball had no idea his violent actions were caught on camera by a sharp auditor who wasn't about to let this slide easily.
So Chief Ball here is going to go viral here in a little bit. I got number 09 Winfield Police Department. I got an unmarked car over there. I got number 01 from the Winfield, Indiana Police Department. They tried to tell me that I was within the 25-foot rule and to back up, but they were the ones approaching me.
Don't go any farther in this car.
Hey, bud, don't give me orders unless I'm breaking the law, okay?
Don't go any farther.
Don't give me orders unless I'm breaking the law. Shut the...
Now, kudos to the auditor for staying by the side of the distraught woman who was sobbing throughout the incident. It is truly disturbing how these officers showed no remorse for their action.
Since you want to talk to me, what's your name and badge number, bud?
They won't give up.
Yeah, I know they won't. They're crooked. Don't worry, we got them. We got you guys. Hey, tough guy with the canine, what's your badge number? So they threatened arrest for the 25-foot rule. You guys know you create a civil lawsuit on yourself, don't you? You threatened arrest for no crime committed. Good job, Mr. Ball. Good job, Chief Ball. Great job. Show your true colors on camera, buddy. Show them for us. My audience loves that. 70,000 of them love it. She's with me. She's fine. You guys can leave. She don't want you around. I can tell you that right now. You just beat her boyfriend up, took him to jail. Ain't none of you guys tough. Ain't none of you tough. Yeah, right. I'm holding a camera because I have to, because you guys are crooked as sh**. That's why. Believe me, buddy, if I didn't need this camera, I wouldn't even have to. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't have to have this camera, you guys would be right, but you're not right. You're crooked. Your whole little gang is crooked. Your whole little gang is crooked. I don't care about your camera. I can't get that footage. I already tried. How many requests I put in at your department for your guys' film and can't get it? What a joke. You already know who I am. I know you do, and I don't care. Yeah, you know who I am. Know exactly who I am.
Mom, they arrested Dion.
The auditor didn't just film the encounter, but he also helped the woman understand her constitutional right. Without him there, these violent cops, who clearly hated being filmed, could have done anything.
Trying to figure out what they're doing.
Damn.
Don't answer their questions. She's not answering questions to you guys.
Can I talk to you?
Sure.
What happened?
What happened where? What?
Why did he get arrested?
Yeah, act stupid, dude.
Why are you asking me that?
Because these people live with me.
These people live with you?
Yes.
Yeah, take them over there so we can't hear the real story. You guys are clowns and cowards, man. That's all you are. You're a coward, dude. That's why you got a gun and a badge, taser. You couldn't use your hands if your life depended on it.
Piece of white trash.
That's exactly what they are. Keep saying it. It's exactly what they are.
Racist.
Little cop town, Field, Indiana. That's all they are.
The man had been arrested and brutalized over a simple jaywalking incident. It was a clear case of racial profiling, and these racist officers, especially the tyrant chief, deserve some serious consequences.
So they put him in jail just for walking down the street.
Committing a crime. They said we committed a crime. We were jaywalking on the street.
But you have an easement to walk on the street. These dudes are cowards, man.
White trash, racist son of a bitches. Did you tell him how we committed a crime of walking in the street? And that's why you arrested him and he wouldn't give him no name?
Honey, don't cuss. Don't give him a reason to take you to jail, okay? Don't cuss. Just don't cuss. These two right here, all three of them threatened to arrest me when they were walking towards me. Tried that 25-foot rule. You look like the one I cussed out on Route 30 for doing 90. You live in South Haven, do you? Yeah, I'm talking about him right there. Yeah. Got one of you guys doing 90 by the water park coming to work for no reason. Yeah.
Eventually, the officers left the scene as they had arrested the guy that they were after. The auditor made sure to give them a fitting send-off before they shamelessly drove away.
That's what they always say. Didn't have to go this way. Didn't have to go this way.
But they fucking put out
could have offered the people a ride home. That's what you could have done. I'm sure they did. Could have offered them a ride home, you fucking cowards, man.
Offered one black guy. y'all are f***ing laughing like it's a f***ing joke.
He needs to just let them go and quit talking to him, man. They ain't helping the situation. The man's already in jail. They ain't letting him out. He wanted to escalate it.
May I get your video?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Just go to YouTube. Always film the police. That's my name.
Thanks. Appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah.
Is she okay? John?
Huh?
Is she gonna be okay?
Yeah. What's that gonna be on?
YouTube.
Until next time, have a great day.
Yep. You're a douchebag, buddy. Straight douche. You're a douche. Shut up. You're a douche, man. You're all douches. Hold on, I gotta film them leaving, and then I got you, okay? Keep on threatening next time you see me. We'll make sure you cost them a lot of money, buddy.
Never threatened you a day in my life.
Yeah, I don't care, man. You just threatened me when I got here. You threatened me about getting too close to your car when it's my car, you douche. Get out of here, douche.
Have a good night, Mike.
Exactly. I knew you knew who I was. I'll have a great night now, thanks to you guys. You just made me a couple $100.
Let's go.
The incident sparked outrage, and after multiple complaints were filed against Chief Ball, he was placed on administrative leave. Eventually, in August of 2024, he resigned from his position. Now, while this was satisfying to see, you won't believe how the next chief completely destroyed his own career.
Chief, I'm on a DWI.
Over here.
Chief, I'm on a DWI.
Get over here.
I'm on a DWI.
You're
Don't you touch me. Don't you touch me. You have a problem?
Chief Leonard Guida of the Bradley Beach Police Department decided to interrupt a traffic stop way past his duty hours, and the worst part was that he was extremely drunk, unaware of his surrounding. What followed was downright abysmal.
Thanks.
What is it?
The RMA.
I am not the police, okay? I came here with the ambulance. I want to make sure you're okay.
I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know. I'm asking you if he's RMA or not.
Oh, yeah, no.
What?
Yeah. I get that. I'm not saying you aren't. I just want to make sure your head is okay. You have no other injuries that we need to be aware of.
I can't get any.
Can you tell me your
Chief.
first name at least?
Why do you got a jacket on that's not fit to be worn? What's on the back of it?
What do you mean?
Look at it, tell me what's on the back of it.
He's washed off.
Yeah, then get rid of it.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
You're a sergeant, for God's sake.
Okay, Chief. Let me work this DWI, okay? Chief, I'm on a DWI.
Over here.
Chief, I'm on a DWI.
Get over here.
I'm on a DWI. Chief, I'm working. I don't have time to argue about a jacket, okay?
Get over here.
Don't you touch me. Don't you touch me. Don't you touch me. You have a problem? You grabbed me. Now get out of here before you get a problem.
The reckless chief then tried to place Sergeant William under arrest without any lawful reason, making an even bigger fool of himself in front of everyone.
Take him in. Take him
No,
in.
you're gonna go in.
Take him in.
Drunk again.
Take him in.
Whose keys are these?
They're mine. Billy,
Get out of here.
No.
Chief, get out of here or you're gonna get locked up.
No, you...
Chief, you're gonna get locked up.
What the fuck?
You're grabbing me. I asked you 3 times to leave me alone. You're
Come over.
obstructing my DWI.
Billy, come over here.
Let him go.
That's the first thing. Billy,
I'm trying to get away
shut
from
up.
everybody.
Shut up, because you're in trouble now. Stop,
I'm not
please,
in
stop.
trouble.
Stop,
I'm not in
stop,
trouble.
stop.
You're gonna be in trouble.
Stop,
You're gonna be
Billy,
in trouble.
Billy.
Chief, I'm working at
listening
DWI.
to you. I'm listening to you.
Okay.
Shut up.
No.
You're in trouble because this is the first thing. First of all, I was about to say to you, you stupid. I was about to say to you, What do you need OEM for?
You're embarrassing me in front of the men about the jacket.
No. That's neither here nor there.
Okay.
That's neither here nor there. Now we got a real fucking problem, Billy.
Yeah, we do.
I know.
We do.
All right, you're gonna have to go inside.
No, how about we do this?
No.
We go inside.
Billy, you're gonna have to go inside right now with me. You're gonna have to go inside and
We're in a serious collision.
Billy, you're not doing anything when I'm on the scene, okay? You should know better than this, my friend.
No.
Listen to me.
Grab me.
No, I said come over here.
You're out of line. You grab me. It's on video.
Billy.
It's on video. I'm not going to argue with it. I have a crash to work.
Billy.
I have a job to do.
You're relieved. Billy, you're relieved.
Okay.
You're relieved.
I'll go home.
No. Billy, you have to understand something. You're relieved. Billy, you're relieved. Go in the headquarters and wait for me.
The chief's selfishness and entitlement spiraled out of control, showing complete disregard for the ongoing traffic stop. Well, just when you think things might have hit rock bottom, Guida did something even more shocking.
Yeah, so my crash.
No, Billy, you're relieved.
I have officers here.
Billy.
Right here. They could get waffled because my car is blocking it.
Billy, you're relieved.
No, Chief.
No, Billy. Please, Billy, don't. You're suspended, Billy.
I'm suspended?
Yes.
Okay. I'm suspended. I'm going home.
Yes. Billy, come here.
I'm going home. We can't talk. I'm suspended.
No.
I'm suspended. I'm going
to headquarters
home.
And you're going to wait for me there.
No, I'm not. I'm suspended. I'm going home.
You're going to go in the headquarters. You're going to wait for me there.
Let me work my crash. This is why I'm here.
Billy, you're suspended.
All right, if I'm suspended, then I'm not going to wait inside. Nothing more to say.
No, Billy. You have to. Let me explain something to you. Billy, you're suspended.
Okay.
All right. Billy.
Yes.
Right now.
Okay.
Wait for me in there. That's an order.
Can you do me a favor? Can you put your car where my car is so our officers and first aid don't get run over, please?
I got you.
Thank you.
Billy's suspended.
Suspending a sergeant from his traffic stop was shocking enough, and even worse, he had no backup. As Sergeant William left the scene, the chief approached him with a bizarre apology.
See what happened there?
Yes, Chief.
What happened?
There's some type of exchange between you and Sergeant Major.
We're going to talk about that later. Everybody's got that. Billy's suspended. You really got this. What do you got here? What do you have?
We're trying to figure that out, Chief.
Okay. Go on, Billy.
I mean, in there.
Yes, you're going to meet me in there. Go and put the dog in right now.
There's nowhere to put her. She's going to ruin things.
Okay, we'll leave her in there, Billy. Go in.
I'm going. I got people on the road. I want to make sure they're safe. I want to run you over, so watch out.
No. Come on. Go ahead. You know I love you. Come on.
I know. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Stop. Billy.
Why would you do that to me?
Stop. Billy. Stop. You got enough problems already. Please.
Okay.
Immediately after this bizarre encounter, Sergeant Williams was brought back to duty and Chief Guida was placed on administrative leave instead. Just a few days later, he resigned from his position. Now moving on, this chief was caught breaking the law and was immediately taught a quick lesson.
Really?
Police officers hold significant authority, but sometimes they overstep their bounds only to be corrected by their superiors. Today we'll be going through cases where cops learn the hard way that messing with higher authority doesn't always end well. On June 20th, 2023, a Henry County police officer was on regular patrol when he noticed a car speeding down the street at an alarming 96 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone. But he was really taken aback by what he discovered when he approached the car.
Really?
License in the back.
Yeah.
The officer had just pulled over Henry County Sheriff Deputy Michael Yarbo. After Yarbo handed over his license, the officer returned to his cruiser, but instead of running the usual checks, he made a surprising call to a friend telling him about the stop.
Hello?
Guess who I just pulled over?
Who?
Yarborough.
Really?
Yeah, the chief deputy driving a Dodge Charger, a souped up Dodge Charger belongs to the sheriff's office. I just clocked this at 96 in a 35.
What was the issue? I mean, why is he speeding?
No reason. He's in an unmarked car. He just got a high horsepower car and decided he wanted to play.
It's your traffic stop. You do what you think you should do. I mean, I'm not telling you one way or the other. You do a 96 and a 35.
Okay. Well, you know I don't care for him, so I'm gonna ride his.
Believe it or not, the officer actually issued him a speeding ticket. What is even more shocking is that the chief acknowledged his error. Accountability, something that we do not see often in situations like this without any justification.
Sir, here's your ID back. This is your copy of the citation. If you would sign right here. It's got a court date, time it must appear.
Yes, sir.
Please slow down and have a safe day.
Despite having a clean record, Yarbo faced a penalty of 40 hours of unpaid suspension. Now that was a costly error, but wait until you see the next cop learn a lesson the hard way.
You're the chief. Okay. Well, so you know better.
On May 12, 2019, Arkansas State Police Trooper Michael Valentine was on patrol when he spotted a car dangerously swerving across lane. He immediately followed the car and started a traffic stop.
White line. Yeah. Yellow line again. 045 Young Charles David. Hello? Hey. I'm Trooper Valentine, Arkansas State Police. Stopped because you look like you're having trouble controlling your vehicle. Alright, what's going on?
A lot. I got
Your arm? Okay, where is it? Huh? It's on your chest? Huh? Been drinking a little? Yeah. Okay.
The driver was Newton County Sheriff's Office Chief Deputy Michael Dunn, and the first thing he did was make sure that the state trooper knew exactly who he was.
How much have you had to drink?
Not much.
Okay. Well, is your vehicle off? Turn it off for me. Alright. Go ahead and step out with me, okay? So you got a gun on you?
It's off.
It's off of you? Is it in the vehicle?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're a deputy?
I'm the chief deputy.
You're the chief? Okay. Well, so you know better.
I've had some bad times.
Okay. Well, I understand that. But, I mean, you know we can't be out driving if we've been drinking.
Yeah.
And, you know, I caught you coming back onto the highway back there. You almost hit a sign and then followed you for a little while and you touched the yellow line twice, touched the white line twice, okay?
Officer Valentine did not allow a fellow cop to intimidate him. Despite Deputy Dunn's frustration, he remained composed and committed to his duty.
So I'm going to do some tests on you. All right? You know how all this is going to go. If you are impaired, there's nothing I can do for you. Okay?
Okay.
Because it's not, it wasn't my choice, whatever you've done. And, you know, my job's going to be on the line just like yours is, okay? You got gum in your mouth? Okay, go ahead and spit that out for me. All right. Come back here toward my car, okay? So how much have you had? You don't know? You don't remember?
It was time for Deputy Dunn to undergo field sobriety tests, but he acted like he was above the law instead of following routine protocol. In a shocking twist, he brazenly asked the patrol officer for a favor.
Well, pull your hands out of your pockets. All right, go ahead and stand. All right, you gonna be all right?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and stand up for me right here, okay, and face my car. Do you want to go through these tests, or you just want me to take you in? Huh? take me to Newton? I won't take you to Newton. We're in Boone right now, so I'd be taking you to Boone. Okay. I know it sucks. All right, but like I said, it's not my choice.
Can't give me a break, man.
You know I can't. Absolutely can't. It's on camera. I can't do anything about it. I've got family out here on this highway. I'm sure you do too.
Deputy Dunn openly admitted to drinking, knowing that everything was being recorded. He shamelessly pressured the trooper to let him go. The audacity is shocking, as some officers truly believe that they are above the law.
I do smell, I could smell some odor of intoxicants, all right? Of course, you've admitted to me that you've had something to drink. It's on camera. You're driving. So it's up to you if you want to take tests or if you just want to go into jail. Well, I understand that, but I'm sure you understood that too when you decided to drive, right? What do you want to do? Well, we can't sit here all day.
I know.
Anyone else in this situation would have been handcuffed and arrested on the spot for disobeying the officer's command, but not Deputy Dunn. Instead, he was treated patiently and was even given tips on how to avoid being arrested.
All right. So, again, it's up to you. But like I said, we can't sit here all day. So, either we can do some tests here, I can PBT you, we can see where you're at. You know the law if you're under 8%. It's still up to me, you know, between 4% and 8%, whether I want to take you to jail or not. I do have some bad driving. If you're under 8%, I can work with you. If you got somebody that can come get you, we can go that route. Okay?
Seriously.
I can't do that. I can't, without testing you, yes, seriously. You know that I have no discretion when it comes to DWI.
Deputy Dunn flatly refused to take any tests, even though he was well aware of how much he had been drinking. The trooper maintained his professionalism and reminded him again that there were no favors to be given.
No, it's not. We've got cameras, we've got everything else. It's not like it used to be. I do wish I could help you out, but I do not have that discretion. So, you want to take a chance? We can either, like I said, we can see where you're at, or you can go to jail, not have any further evidence. You know, it's up to you.
Soon, Dunn realized there was no way out and jail was inevitable. He went for his phone, calling his wife to make arrangements for the car as he would be escorted to jail.
Have you got somebody close by and come get it within like 5 to 10 minutes?
Man, it's the whole thing, my wife.
She know where you're at right now? No. Okay, which, I mean, that's none of my personal business, but I'm just, you know, just curious. But, like I said, if you've got somebody that can come get it, again, I can't leave it here, okay? Because if someone comes by and knocks the window out of it, it's going to be on me.
Officer Valentine thoroughly searched before placing him in the back of the police car. However, the deputy reacted angrily to the treatment. He did not consider himself a mere suspect. This was beneath him, or so he believed.
All right, do me a favor. Walk up this way. Go ahead and put your hands on my car. All right, we're just going to go through this like we normally do.
Really?
Yeah. I just got to follow policy, man. If I want them to back me up, I got to do what they want me to do. All right? Go ahead and put your hands on there. Bring your feet backward toward me. No, put your hands on the car for me. Bring your feet back. All right. So you don't have anything on you. All right. I will do the professional courtesy if you want. We can. I can just cuff you in the front, sit you in the back of my car. You want to do that? Or you rather have them behind your back?
Cuff me. Seriously?
Like I said, it's policy.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
You want me to follow policy?
think it's bullshit, by the way, but
Okay.
yeah. I'm gonna get my pills out of there. I have to have them.
Okay, what are they for?
Tension was high when the officer led Deputy Dunn to the back of the police cruiser. His wife was en route to pick up the car, so they waited in silence.
Knocking myself loose there. Alright. Ready to get buckled. You wanna be buckled? You wanna be buckled?
Are you serious?
You don't wanna be buckled? I mean, that's up to you, I guess.
Man,
It's not my fault. Don't look at me like it's
no, it's my fault.
Okay. I mean, like I said, I do not want to do this to another law enforcement officer. I've always heard about it happening, never wanted it to happen to me, okay? But like I said, there's nothing I can do about it.
Hey, sorry to bother you. You don't have any water or anything in there.
Water?
Yeah. Water.
I do have, actually. I got that. You want to drink? You want any of that? You got coffee up there, don't you?
Yeah.
Can we go get it?
I'll tell you what, if you open that tailgate, I got water in there.
Okay.
You're a gentleman.
Yep, no problem.
After a tense 20-minute wait, the deputy's wife arrived, frustration and anger all over her face.
Been better, I guess?
Yeah.
Well, I got him in the back seat there. I guess you guys are taking the truck?
Yeah.
Who's driving it? Okay. Have you got your driver's license on you? I just gotta, we just want to run it and make sure everybody knows who I'm releasing the vehicle to, okay? You want to talk to her?
Please.
You can talk to him if you want.
Can you let me out, man? I mean...
Well, I don't want to do that. And I'm not saying you're going to run or do anything stupid, but...
He doesn't have anything to say.
You know.
This is ridiculous. And you are no better than Jamie Ralston. And all she wants to say to you is for you to come get your stuff. Because if you cared about her, you wouldn't do this.
Yep.
Deputy Dunn was arrested for DWI and transported to jail. After being placed on administrative leave, he quickly posted a $1,400 bond and walked away free shortly after. Now that was a tough reality check, but this next encounter is something that happens quite rarely.
Hey, you got any guns weapons on you, boss? I just asked. It's Florida. Everybody got a gun.
On April 10th, 2021, a U-Haul ran a red light and was stopped by Orlando police officers Sebastian Woods Mariano and Alexander Ham. What they found next changed everything.
How you guys doing? Good. Moving?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you guys went through that red light there.
Yeah.
Right. Tampa.
What I saw the green. It was kind of deceptive.
That's a very strange intersection. I've seen multiple people run through that one before. Not a huge deal. Not a pedestrian traffic. Bunch of cars going through there. So, yes, sir, I recognized you. No, I know who you are. As soon as the window rolled down and I can see your face, I know who you are. How you guys doing today?
Good.
Okay. I hope this rain hasn't affected the move.
Downtown.
All right, Mr. Rivers, I appreciate your time. Okay, I'm not really a big traffic guy. I'm more like a guns and drugs and stolen kids kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't got none of that in your back truck. Cool. Just for so we appreciate your night. We'll go out there, all right? Thank you. Yes, sir.
He just gave his license, without names or titles, without even flashing his internal affairs ID. There was no need for special treatment, as he respected the officer's duty. Class act right there. The head of internal affairs is acting like a citizen and not a power-hungry cop. Kudos to him and his rational behavior. Power trips don't always end well, and this next encounter proves it.
I was just speaking. I'm the police chief in Zebra.
Well, nice to meet you, sir.
Matt Pope worked for me.
Your chief worked for me. Yes.
On August 26, 2022, officers pulled over a car for dark window tint and an unregistered tag. They were shocked to see Zebulon Police Jonathan Hempill as the driver. Before they could react, Hempill stormed out completely furious.
Say hello, was that illegal?
No, no, sir. The reason why we're stopping you is because it's the window tint violation.
I blinked my blue lights at you to let you know who I was.
Yes, sir. Well, we didn't know with it. That's not a government tag.
That is a unofficial tag. Okay. That tag's not even on file.
I see. Yeah. Well, we have to catch up the bill to run it and everything like that, sir.
So I won't blink my blue lights at you next time. I'll let you just sit there. I was just speaking. I'm the police chief in Zebulon.
Well, nice to meet you, sir.
Matt Pope worked for me. Your chief worked for me.
Yes, sir. There's no need to get upset.
I'm upset because I spoke to you when I come by, and now you're pulling me
over.
Sir,
I've never met you a day in my life.
I understand that.
Why are you being hostile?
Easy. I don't have to talk to you.
Okay.
Easy. I'm not talking to you.
Why are you being hostile right now?
Are y'all gonna write me a ticket? Are you gonna write me a ticket?
Sir, we're just trying.
I'm the police chief in Zebulon. You wanna write me a ticket?
Why are you coming up to me like that? I'm doing my job, right?
What are you stopping for?
I'm stopping for one. The window tint's dark.
I have blue lights.
Okay, you know how many officers have blue lights?
Are you writing me a ticket? Yes or no?
Chief Hempill quickly asserted his power and immediately silenced the cop. When a female officer stepped in, she got no special treatment, just more of his entitled behavior.
Are you writing me a ticket? I'm fixing to leave.
Do you have a driver's license?
Sure, I have my driver's license.
Literally.
I'm fixing to make it a whole lot more. Your boss worked.
1111. I'm out here with Illinois.
Stand by for me just like anybody else.
Okay, so 2001 Dodge Ram Pro, black and color. It's a machine construction company out of Losersville. Registration showed expired, valid insurance, negative 90 hours.
Just confirming, Bravo Frank Mike 1175 BFM 1175. Yeah, that's what I was explaining.
I don't want to hear that from you.
Okay.
You let her do her job.
The female officer refused to back down, stating that she made no exceptions to the law. The chief, however, was drunk on power, acting as if the rules did not apply to him.
11, make sure you're recording.
Yeah. What?
She's about bringing your driver's license back up.
That's fine.
Yeah. First when we ran the tag, it came back to like a Dodge Ram, so we're just confirming it's not. Yes, sir.
It's a ghost tag.
Yes, sir. We're making. Yes, sir. Yeah, we're just.
You must have run it wrong. You must have run it wrong because you wouldn't come back to a Dodge Ram.
We were confirmed it. They let us know and everything.
So it's still coming back to a Dodge Ram now.
Sir, can I ask why you're so upset?
Is it still coming back to a Dodge Ram?
No, we got it fixed. Why are you so upset?
No, you didn't fix it. Is it still coming back to a Dodge Ram right now?
No, it came back 9 on 5.
That's right. Because you run it wrong.
Sir.
Somebody run it wrong. Either you did or they did.
We're about to get the information.
Okay. I got your chief on the phone right now. That's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Can you calm down for us, please?
I appreciate your service. I appreciate your service.
All right.
I'm just saying, I spoke to you guys. I didn't have to do that. I could have eased on by y'all. I appreciate the job y'all out here doing.
Chief,
I'm
trying to be respectful with you.
I understand that. I understand.
I'm not raising my voice and nothing at you, right?
I understand.
All right. Look.
It is shocking how high-ranking officers act like they are untouchable. Whether or not they misunderstood, a simple, calm conversation would not kill them.
The only thing I done wrong was spoke. Y'all never would have pulled me over if I hadn't flicked my blue lights.
No, sir. No, we were going to pull you. Actually, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm telling you straight up. Okay.
Okay. All right.
But. Like I said, there's people out here impersonating police officers with blue lights.
Well, you threw my license. She threw my license. If she is getting them for me,
she'll bring it to you, sir.
Okay, well that's fine.
I'm just trying to. I'm trying to talk with you.
I don't want to talk anymore about it.
All righty. That's very unprofessional.
Just when you think you have seen enough, this next police chief will leave you stunned.
Have you ever taken any batteries out and sold the batteries?
No. Believe them checks were mine. This started to piss me off. When I found out they weren't.
It is rare to see a police officer being held accountable for their corruption, let alone a police chief. Today we bring you a shocking case where a corrupt police chief was exposed for breaking multiple laws and making a mockery of the entire police system. On March 10th, 2018, Buckeye Lake Police Chief James Hanzy went over to a residence where a police call and accidentally fired his weapon. This led to an investigation into the chief's conduct, opening up several questions that needed answers.
Just Tell me about what happened during the accidental shooting. Obviously, I've gotten stories, a couple of different, people told me, but you're the guy that accidentally discharged a weapon, so I can't wait to hear from you, man.
Jeff Maiden and I were on our way back from Lancaster. We had ate at B-Dubs. We were coming down 79 and we were in the area of Buckalika Estate, Beezer Village. And my telephone rang. It was from Darlene Witt-Hofer. I've known the family since, I was a firefighter with her brother Terry for aunt. She found her aunt in the middle of the road, and that two guys had broken into her aunt's house and held her at gunpoint. She was able to escape, but the gunman shot one guy. He was laying in the floor bleeding to death, and the gunman was still in the house.
However, Hanzy had undergone a finger amputation just a day before the incident and was declared medically unfit for active duty.
Thinking of being on technically light duty, had no gun with me, and with there someone possibly being in that house dying, you guys have done the same thing. You'd have went in. We had 3 people here, and we've been trained. I told Ritter, give me your handgun. Vermaiden went around the side of the trailer to see if there was a door on the back. Cover 3. Vermaiden was the first one in the door, went to the right, because it's a single wide. Went in, and I went to the left, and I held the whole back of the trailer. And the trailer is really dark, and the only lights that's on is their flashlights and a TV in the very back room. I'm standing here, low ready, left hand, and all of a sudden something flashed. I thought someone was coming up, and when I came up, I hit a corner and put running around, went to the floor.
Okay. Did you have your finger on the trigger or something when you went up?
I had, yeah.
By responding to the scene, he directly violated his department's policy as he had been officially placed on desk duty. Chief Hanzy had no clue that this accidental discharge was only the tip of the iceberg, as the detectives had planned plenty more questions.
Was there any conversation about not telling them about the accidental discharge?
Yes, there was.
Okay. Was that your call?
Yes.
Okay, and what was the rationale there?
Ritter likes to tell things. And for the integrity of the case, integrity of the accidental shooting, Ritter, you don't have to go tell everybody that we had an accidental shooting. Let's get this investigated first. Let's get it looked at. Let's save the integrity of the case right here before anybody, it's 1,700 people know.
Sure.
And that was the only reason. But no reason to hide anything. How can you hide an accidental discharge?
Makes it tough. Things go bang real loud.
Yeah. And you got a spent shell. We got the shell.
Okay.
Yeah, I sure did. I told him. Because he likes to tell.
Having no answers to the detective's tough questions, Chief Hanzy started to blame other people, starting with the mayor, who clearly didn't have good relations with him.
I called the mayor 6 times and she never called me back. She called Ritter instead of calling my phone. She does that a lot. Just the other day, she's standing there, Ritter's phone goes off. Call from Peggy Wells. He's talking to her. I'm like, I walk up and say, why aren't you calling me? I'm the chief.
Right.
From years, she's been on council for years, and yeah, she never liked the police department. She's actually picketed against the fire department. She don't like them. She had a big meeting with Randy Thorpe, and Billy was still there, and wanted to see about bringing them in and get rid of us. And Billy and them guys told him, you can't afford us.
Right.
But when she took over mayor, and she took me in on January 19th, I told her, I said, all I want to do is my job.
Yeah.
I want to work with you. I have no hard feelings about nothing.
Shortly after, the detectives pressed at another huge point. Chief Hanzy had been working from home and getting paid for the work at the office. Watch the bizarre reason that he had for this.
You mentioned a computer that you had at home, that your excuse was that you had to go home because you had some information on the computer at home and you didn't work.
My computer at home is set up the same way the computer at the house. At the office.
Okay.
And if I was at my house doing stuff and writing, you can go to my house right now and I can show you the stuff that I've done, changing policies and changing things. I've had permission from our mayor, Kate Carroll, to go there.
Okay. Have you had permission from this mayor to go there?
No, and I haven't.
Okay. All right.
I wish I would have brought my phone in. The times that they're probably talking about is I burnt my foot, right heel, really bad, clear to the bone. And I had to have a special boot. And it hurt to walk in it.
Hanzy insisted he was working from home, but he had no clue that the detectives were well prepared, as they quickly exposed his claim with a damning revelation.
And I would come in the mornings, I would get the mail like I was supposed to, I would check the phone recorders and do everything else, and then I would go to the house and do what I had to do. You know, but I always had my walkie right there, and they knew this.
Well, I think part of it too was they said they came over, you know, a couple of times, and you were just wearing shorts and a t-shirt watching cops while you were on duty.
No.
And that was the, you know, and then when I checked the records, you had them logged down as hours that day. You know, but my concern is if you're at home that day, you know, and that's true. Let's say that's true what he's saying. You know, if you're just sitting around watching cops when you're supposed to be at work, that could be an issue.
Right.
Obviously, I mean, you're the chief of police. You wouldn't want one of your guys doing that. Why do you think that is, Jimmy?
I would go home a lot, but I would not. I would be in blue jeans or my BDU pants and a shirt that always said police, and I would be doing the stuff that I was allowed to do on the computer per the mayor.
The police chief faced allegations of misusing government funds while staying at home. The situation escalated as detectives shifted their focus to yet another serious accusation.
Junk cars. I wanted to ask you about that too. What are your procedures for junking cars?
Junking cars?
Yeah. Let's say you get a car in an impound. Nobody comes and gets it. What are your procedures to get rid of that vehicle?
Run the thing through the state of Ohio. They come back and tell us if there's a lien on it. And then you send that person, or if there's a lien on it, you send that person 10-day notice. Or if there's no lien on it, you send that person, the owner, 10-day notice. And then if they don't collect it, or we get it back, they've got 10 days to pay the towing or anything like that. If not, then I go get a title from the BMV. And then we gather how many other cars we got up, get 3 bids, and then people come out and look at the, you know, like junkyards or private people or whatever. They look at all the cars all at once and give you 3 bids, and the highest bidder gets them.
Okay.
As if the situation couldn't get any worse, Chief Hanzy was also accused of removing batteries from junk cars and then selling them for personal profit.
You ever taken any batteries out and sold the batteries?
No.
No? And the reason I'm asking in this setting, Jimmy, is this is a setting where under Gary Act, you can't be charged with what we're talking about. We can't talk about this criminally.
Right.
Okay, but if that comes out criminally, you know, there's going to be some issues probably with stealing. Okay, so there's been those allegations, and a little more than just allegations. Very, very specific things that I've checked out that are not making a lot of sense. Okay, one of them especially being a water pump that was taken off of a truck for Randy.
If anything was taken off them cars, the village already owned them, and they had permission from the mayor to take anything. I personally have never taken anything off the cars, out of the cars, anything. Now Randy and Mark Dimmick has, yes, but they've always had permission, and they've never done anything until the vehicles were owned by the village.
Sure.
Well, one thing was clear at this point: the police department was deeply corrupt, with officers exploiting the system for personal gain.
The village owned it. Did you take any batteries then after they owned it? Did the mayor say, hey, you can take these? I'm trying to, you know, explain it for myself in my head why I've had 2 people tell me the same thing now. 2 different people. One, you know, that I would say is completely on your side. One that says maybe not completely on your side, and they're both telling me the same thing. So I'm trying to figure that out, why in my head that would be the case. So is there a circumstance or an instance where you did take a battery or 2 after the mayor cleared it?
I've never taken a battery.
Never?
Never.
Okay.
Never.
All right. Well, I needed to ask you about that because, like I said, I've had a couple of them here, all right?
Unconvinced by the chief's claims, the detectives once again asked him about the accidental discharge encounter, asking how he would have reacted if one of his junior officers had made the same mistake.
I took a call, even though they're not cleared to come back for 2 more days. Would you per se, do you have a problem with that?
If it was the same situation that I was put in,
Sure, call it exactly the same.
no, I would not.
Okay, and why is that?
Because there was imminent risk of death. He was there. He had plenty enough people to take care of what the situation was. And I believe he has the, what word do I want to use?
You want to use probably duty to do something, right?
Yeah. And
I assume that's where you're going with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I would not have a problem with that at all. I mean, the accidental discharge was very unfortunate and a bad timing, but, you know, no, I wouldn't have a problem with that at all.
Once again, the accidental discharge seemed to be only a stepping stone for the detectives as they pursued another key issue in the department. The calculation of their pay had been a major problem.
Where you've got all the hours listed for everybody that worked, all the calls were taken, all that stuff.
Yeah, we get the calls and everything out of the computer system.
Okay.
And Jeff would estimate the hours.
How's he estimating the hours? I'm confused on that part.
I worked 80 hours a week.
Uh-huh.
I mean, 80 hours a week.
Every 2 weeks?
Every 2 weeks. That's 160 a month, so he'd put 160. He would take what he was supposed to work, divide that by 2. That's what he would get, just down the line like that.
Okay. That's for the full-timers, right? To make sure those numbers are correct.
Those numbers were estimations. They were never correct, not meant to be correct.
You guys are paid by the hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you get paid by the hour, an estimate by the hour? How does that work? Because we have a time clock. We got to turn stuff. I mean, we literally have a time clock.
The detective shifted focus to another major issue, the calculation of officers' pay, which had some significant discrepancies. It turns out the entire police department was being run on guesses.
We're ultimately responsible for making sure the numbers are accurate when they go to Mary, who I assume Mary does some other report as well, or did at the time.
I have no clue. We just turn in our timesheets to her.
But you make a report for city council, or for village council. I'm sorry, if I keep calling city council, I'm just used to this. You make a report for village council, right?
The end of the month, they would get a report.
Yes.
On with the fire department and every street department and everything else.
Right. And that report is done by who?
Vermaten.
Okay, so Vermaten does the report. He does the report up, and I would assume, since you're the guy in charge ultimately, and you're the one responsible for numbers ultimately, you look at that report.
No.
You don't look at the report that Vermaten's doing?
No, he would come in or on a Friday when I'm off on Fridays, and he knows Monday is the council meeting. He would do it up, and then he would take it over and give it to Valerie. There's plenty of times I would never see that report. I have no clue.
But you know who comes. But you know who's coming and going, Jimmy. That's the whole thing I want to get at. You know who's coming and going in the department, and there are people. Like Schilling. Is it Schilling? Schiller? I know
Jason Schilling.
Jason Schilling.
Yeah.
I talked to lots of people and they said he only comes during taser training. That's it. And he's listed for 16 hours a month.
Correct.
Every single month.
Correct. Because Frank Foster, our mayor, said he did our radar, he did our taser, and he did something. What else did he do? Radar, taser.
Every officer in the department being paid more than the work they were doing. In fact, one of them was only present for taser training, but was being paid full-time. Here is what the chief had to say about him.
I believe it is accurate because the mayor, Frank Foster, said, we will trade him this 16 hours a month if he continues to train us like that. And that's the way we did it.
I understand what you're saying. I do. I get it. But, you know, a guy like that's invaluable. You know, but you want that guy to actually work. And when you're presenting those numbers to the village council, the numbers don't match what is actually going on. You know, so if you're putting 16 hours down, it looks like that guy's been there for 16 hours that month. He put in at least 16 hours of time, right?
If you wanted to look at it that way, yes.
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know how else to look at it, Jimmy, when it comes to that, because, again, yeah, valuable guy. You want to keep him around. You want to keep him happy, but he's not putting the numbers in that you are saying he's putting in.
Once again, the chief tried to brush everything off onto the other officers involved and even the mayor, claiming that he was agreeing with everything. He had failed to grasp the gravity of the situation and the responsibility that he should have taken.
Every month that she's been there, she's got 16 hours a month. I call her, she says, no, that's not accurate. I call the guy she rides with, Haas.
Jeff Haas.
Jeff Haas. Jeff says no, she does not work 16 hours a month. Yeah, you guys put 16 hours a month on that sheet.
Again,
you understand that's a criminal charge. That could be a criminal charge to do all that stuff.
There's no monetary value.
There's no monetary value. You're making it public. You're making a public record. You're falsifying a public document because it's going over to village council. You see what I'm saying? So you're falsifying a document that goes over there, and I don't know why. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. You know, but I mean, this is a place to explain it, Jimmy. If you're going to, I mean, this is where it gets explained.
The detectives accused the chief of fraud, which immediately triggered his angry reaction. He was no longer calm and composed as the weight of the allegation seemed to finally hit him.
Let's go to these checks that were cashed for the insurance company. Now, I talked to the insurance company about those checks, and they had some pretty big issues with them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that may be something that I'm going to have to turn over to somebody else to investigate criminally. If it gets to that point, I may have to do that. I don't know what the insurance checks that when you were transported to the hospital and you were supposed to pay, you were supposed to cash them, and you cashed 4 of them.
Oh Lord, you got to be kidding me.
See, Jimmy, the problem with an internal investigation is once it starts rolling, it starts opening the door to all kinds of other stuff that comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a duty now to at least address it and try to figure out what's going on. In this setting, again, you're under Gary, okay? I can't use anything you say criminally, period. Okay?
Oh, I understand.
So, all right, I want you to understand that, you know, before you.
This is funny. These checks, I honestly, wholeheartedly, with my life, believe they were my Aflac checks. Because I talked to John Curtis, you can call him and ask him, I got him in my phone. He says, you've got a check coming, and you're going to have checks coming for your follow-up visits. I just got a check, and you can run out to my truck, I'll give you the keys. I got $3,100 out there. I just got an Aflac check for this.
Okay.
I honestly, wholeheartedly, 1,000,000% believe them checks were mine. This has started to piss me off. When I found out they weren't, I made arrangements and they were taking money out of my payroll every month.
They mentioned
I didn't fight the system because I honestly believed they were my checks.
The entire police department was a mess, and the detectives were just dropping bombs at the chief, who should have been aware of this prior to the investigation.
It's your department, your responsibility to make sure those numbers are accurate.
Them numbers were never, ever in the whole world ever meant to be accurate. That was just a summary of what we've done.
Okay.
The only thing accurate in that whole thing was the very front page. That was accuracy.
And it wasn't accurate because you guys missed Ritter's numbers on almost every month.
What do you mean?
Like Ritter's numbers that he had, your call volume is actually way bigger than you guys claim it is. You guys have more calls and did more things than you guys claim. Because you didn't factor Ritter's numbers in. All of Ritter's call records, all his calls, all his stats. Even his hours worked. Nobody calculated it.
So Ritter's not putting his stuff in the computer. And that would be the problem there with call volume.
What do you mean put stuff in the computer?
He's not typing his stuff in his CRs and call records in.
Okay.
The detectives had some compelling evidence, which angered the chief, and he went on another tiring rant, as he had no solid argument to counter the mounting evidence of his misconduct.
I don't put down on my timesheet.
So you working extra hours and not claiming?
Yes. My phone would ring constantly, and I'd have to go out. I never put all the hours down, because I know we're short of money, and I didn't want to work myself out of a job. You can ask any mayor that.
Yeah. What's the most people you guys have had out at one time?
2.
2?
Yeah, 3.
At any time, any given day?
Usually 2.
Okay.
Noon to 10.
No idea.
So that should, I don't even know why that was put there. That was it should have been noon to 10 instead of 4 to 10. And it had been 10 hours.
What time did you guys get back from that trip?
Oh, hell, I don't remember.
Was it dark?
No.
Maybe he tried to come in later, I don't know. But he put down numbers too on that day that he wasn't at work.
Noon to 10.
No idea.
So that should, I don't even know why that was put there. That was noon to, should have been noon to 10 instead of 4 to 10. And it had been 10 hours.
What time did you guys get back from that trip?
Oh hell, I don't remember.
Was it dark?
No.
Maybe he tried to come in later, I don't know. But he put down numbers too on that day that he wasn't at work. The Ritter had to come in because the two of you were both gone. And the dispatch traffic had Ritter on there, not you guys.
Yeah.
And obviously,
here, 4 to 11.
and you're being honest with me that you guys were out there on the 25th.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the problem, Jimmy. And when I turn this stuff over to Mayor Wells and the village council, they're probably going to have an issue.
Well, you know what? This was not done on purpose. I probably should do my time sheet every day that I get done, and I didn't. That right there, the 25th, was not done on purpose. And I can understand it looks terrible.
But Jimmy, you just told me earlier that you do it like that you make sure that you don't put that ending on there until you're actually done.
I just started doing that.
Okay, I gotcha.
Because of all this issue of them saying, timesheet this, timesheet that, timesheet this.
Right.
And pay is very...
This is, Jimmy, I don't know if you've ever seen this before. This is a couple years of people thinking that you're doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing. A couple years, since 2014.
As the detectives moved to the end of the investigation, Hanzy's desperation was visible, as he also owned plenty of the stuff happening. In the end, he once again tried to become the victim in this situation.
I asked if we could get a window tint meter for $48. No, you don't have the money. Seriously?
Wow, 48 bucks?
$48. So that's the way we've always been in that village from day one I started. They don't give us nothing. We buy our own paper. We buy our own uniform. They give us a uniform allowance. But we buy our own boots and we buy our own guns and our belts and stuff that whatever the uniform allowance won't cover.
That reminds me of something though, Jimmy, I gotta ask you before you take off here. You threw away a bunch of property the other day.
Shortly after the interrogation ended and after the investigation was concluded, Chief Hanzy was charged with 22 administrative counts. Chief Hanzy was immediately dismissed from his position and then placed on diversion. As of now, there are no updates regarding the charges against him, and it does remain uncertain whether criminal proceedings will be pursued. Now that brings us to the end of this video. Today we looked into a case of a corrupt police chief who ran his department with zero accountability, allowing some serious violations of the law happen, but fortunately he was removed from his position and held responsible for his negligence and misconduct. Now if you agree, please support us by liking this video. Also, if you did enjoy this video, watch the moments where these entitled Karens messed with the wrong cops.
Please, sir, please. I'll take everything. Please don't charge me, but I want to go to jail. Please, sir.
I don't want you to take everything.